Have you ever felt completely alone, even in a crowded room? You laugh with friends, you smile for the selfie, you keep up with group chats. But later, in the quiet of your room, you feel hollow. You're not broken, you're not weird, you're just tired of shallow connections that don't feed your soul. Thousands of years ago, the Bhagavad Gita predicted this crisis of overstimulation and emotional emptiness. And if you've been craving silence, depth, or just one real moment of connection, then you're in the right place. Welcome to Echoes of Wisdom. If you're new here, consider subscribing. Chapter 1, You're not antisocial, you're just tired of fakeness. Meet Ravi. Recently turned 25, remote job, always online. Hundreds of followers, always invited to something. But one Saturday night, after yet another group dinner full of empty chatter, he sent me a message. Is it normal to feel lonelier after being with people? Yes, Ravi, it is. And here's why. Our generation is drowning in social activity but starving for soulful connection. The Bhagavad Gita says, what is night for all beings is day for the self-controlled, and what is day for all beings is night for the introspective sage. You see, what excites most people, noise, popularity, endless small talk, might exhaust you. And that's not a flaw, it's your soul telling you that superficial energy doesn't nourish you anymore. You're not antisocial. You're allergic to masks, to forced laughter, to empty pleasantries. You want someone to ask how your soul is doing, not just what you're binge watching. You're not tired of people, you're tired of pretending. And this fatigue? It's your invitation to go deeper. Chapter 2, Constant Notifications, No Real Connection. Every morning, we wake up to messages, likes, comments, tags. We scroll through people's lives like headlines. But when was the last time someone really asked, how are you, really? The Gita reminds us, one who is steady in happiness and distress is fit for liberation. Liberation from what? From the exhausting need to be seen all the time. You can be hypervisible online, and still feel invisible inside. We're constantly reacting, emoji here, comment there, but reacting is not relating. A real relationship is a space where you don't have to perform. Where your silence is accepted, where your pause is respected. And the truth is, every notification might feed your ego, but only presence feeds your soul. So if you feel more connected in solitude than in a comment section, trust that feeling. Chapter 3, Why You Still Feel Lonely Around Everyone. Loneliness isn't a lack of people. It's a lack of truth. You're smiling when you're hurting, nodding when you want to scream, agreeing when your soul disagrees. That's not friendship, that's emotional loneliness in disguise. The Gita teaches, you have the right to perform your duty, but not to the fruits of your actions. What if your duty in relationships isn't to be liked, but to be authentic? Stop trying to impress, start trying to express. You don't need 1,000 followers, you need one person who gets it. And sometimes, that person is you. Write your truth, speak your heart, create space for authenticity, because masks may attract crowds, but only vulnerability builds real bonds. The less you filter yourself, the more magnetic you become to the right people. Chapter 4, Real Companionship Begins with Silence. We fear silence, so we fill it, with podcasts, playlists, scrolling. But silence is not a void, it's a sacred doorway. Krishna is described in the Gita as the silent witness, the presence that sees everything, judges nothing. Real companionship is found not in constant words, but in shared stillness. Sit in silence with someone and watch how the energy changes. The masks fall, the walls dissolve. Can you sit with yourself without distraction? Just breathe, just be. That's the first step to attracting deeper connections, learning to enjoy your own company. Chapter 5, Arjuna felt the same, surrounded, yet alone. Don't forget, Arjuna wasn't isolated. He was in the middle of family, friends, and duty. But in that moment of inner breakdown, he felt utterly alone. He puts down his bow and says, I can't do this. And Krishna? He doesn't judge. He listens. The Gita begins with presence, not preaching. True support doesn't come from advice, it comes from presence. Sometimes what we need isn't someone who tells us to be strong. We need someone who says, I see your pain, I'm here. The deepest friendships aren't loud, they're steady, like Krishna's chariot, always near, always calm. Be that for someone. And allow someone to be that for you. Chapter 6, Why Krishna said, Be with everyone, attached to no one. Detachment is not coldness, it's freedom. Krishna didn't say don't love, he said don't lose yourself in others. Love fully, show up deeply, but know when to let go. Because when your peace depends on someone else's response, you're no longer free. The Gita teaches, stand rooted in your truth, not in their validation. Be with everyone, attached to no one, not because you don't care, but because you've realized your completeness doesn't depend on someone else. It's not about pushing people away, it's about not needing them to feel whole. Chapter 7, Turning Loneliness into Spiritual Power. You've heard it before, loneliness is your soul calling you back home. Krishna says, a person not disturbed by desires can attain peace. The ache of loneliness is real. But within it lies the chance to meet yourself. To see what you truly desire, to realize who you are without an audience. In silence, you remember your divinity, your wholeness, your enoughness. That's not loneliness, that's sacred solitude. Let your loneliness be your guru, let it break you open. Let it make space for something deeper to emerge. Chapter 8, Final Message, You are not weird, you are awakening. If you're tired of small talk, you're not arrogant, you're just craving depth. If you're tired of being on all the time, you're not broken, you're just awakening. This world rewards performance. But the Gita reminds us, fulfillment is inward. You are not weird, you are awakening. And awakening is lonely, until it's not. Because on this path, you'll start to meet others, quiet souls, gentle spirits, people who don't need you to impress them. You'll begin to recognize each other not by words, but by energy. If this video felt like a lifeline, share it with someone silently struggling. Subscribe to Echoes of Wisdom. Your soul is not alone, and neither are you. Let this be your reminder, your sensitivity is sacred, your loneliness has purpose, and your journey is divine. Om Shanti.